The mover who wanted to get paid for doing nothing. The mover wanted to get paid without doing any actual work. A few weeks ago, I decided to hire 3 movers for a couple of hours to move as much stuff as possible into a mobile storage container I'd rented. I mainly needed them to carry several large pieces of furniture down from the upper floor because it was just me, my toddler son, and my pregnant wife at home. They were supposed to arrive at 10 a.m. and work for 2 hours until noon, after which I would provide a code so they could receive payment for their work. Pretty straightforward. I'd used this service before. I left to pick up a trailer for my Jeep in case everything didn't fit, and also to transport things we'd need before the container arrived. I got back home at 9:30 a.m., 30 minutes before the scheduled time, and the movers had already been there for 15 minutes talking to my wife. Here's the conversation we had as soon as I walked into the house. Wife, these movers have been lecturing me for 15 minutes about how they won't be able to do their job properly without stretch wrap for the sofa. Me, well, I bought 4 packs of moving blankets, which should be more than enough to cover everything in the container. Lead mover, we can't guarantee your stuff won't get scratched a bit if we don't have stretch wrap. Me, that's fine. I mainly hired you to move the heavy items into the container and pack in whatever else you can while you're here. Lead mover, all right, boss. He gave me this weird mock salute. Then he told his 2 guys, both young kids, to start moving things downstairs since I'd hired them for the heavy lifting. I think a good 10 minutes passed before my wife flew into the garage where I was packing the last few items. She was clearly angry and at her breaking point. Wife, they said they won't move the gun safe until we open it and prove there are no guns inside. Me, I locked the key in an ammo box that's already packed. Just tell them to leave it. I'll move it myself later. It's not some high-end heavy safe. One person can easily move it with a dolly. 2 seconds later, the lead mover storms into the garage, clearly agitated, and says he can't move anything else because of a hostile work environment. Apparently, my wife had mentioned in passing that we once hired 2 high schoolers who moved all our stuff in a couple of hours. He took that as the ultimate insult to his professional abilities. Lead mover, I'm going to need cash or a check up front to finish this job. Otherwise, I'll have to charge you for my 2-hour minimum and leave. Conveniently, that was the same amount as if they had actually done the work. Me, I'll pay you after the job is done, through the moving service as agreed. At this point, I suspect he was just looking for any excuse to cut out the middleman, get paid directly, and probably pulled this stunt often. Lead mover. At this stage, after working in these conditions and lacking the necessary materials, meaning the stretch wrap, I cannot complete this job, and I require payment for my 2-hour minimum.